Hi, this is 365801 and this is my Mangahaul video for the month of July 2021. Once again, you can see that there is a little bit of a stack there. It's not a huge stack. It is slightly more than 7. It's 11 volumes. There's reasons for the fact that it's 11 volumes. There's a bit of a set in here. I think there's a couple of volumes as well of another set. So there's a couple of sets in this wee stack. And that's why there's 11 volumes. I didn't actually purchase that many. As I mentioned previously in last month's haul, that I was waiting for something to arrive that might be considered a white whale. I am very happy that it did arrive, and I also have a couple of other older titles too that I might class as white whale-ish, or certainly white whales. And then I've got a few new titles, so I'm very happy that I've got a nice mix of new and old. But all of the titles I have here in this pile are exciting and I'm happy to have in my collection. So the first title that I'm going to be showing you today is one that I managed to pick up through Book Depository. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Rebecca, or Rebecca, who hosts It's a Yaoi Recipe podcast. So go check out that podcast. It's great. And she posted on Twitter that this particular title was going for a really good price on Book Depository, so I couldn't pass it up. It was, I think, £6.88, which is actually pretty good for manga just now. Anything under £7 you're lucky to get, I think. So yeah, it is Nikota Yonezo's Don't Be Cruel ++ Volume 2. I wanted it and I got it, so I'm very happy about that. This was not the only Nikota Yonezo Don't Be Cruel volume that I picked up. I was also able to pick volume 9 up when I went to Forbidden Planet. I haven't been there for a long time. I went to the Glasgow store. It's their new store, so it's been a year, but of course everyone's been stuck inside, so I haven't been able to go to it. And I managed to pick up 3 volumes with their 3 for 2 deal. And so that meant that this one was £6.65, which is once again a really good price, £6.65. And I didn't manage to get volume 9 last year. It was available at some point and then I just didn't pick it up. I think it was around end of May or June, I think, when this came out. And I just didn't get it picked up, and then it was harder to get hold of with all our, publication issues. So I managed to pick up the next 2 volumes, which is really great. I'm very, very happy to have volume 9 finally, because it's one that I didn't have in Japanese, and also Don't Be Cruel ++ volume 2, which is also one I didn't have in Japanese. And also, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm thinking some of the doujinshi that will be in ++2, I do not actually own. I do have several of the doujinshi, Yasashikute Kudasai, which is the sort of doujinshi branch of Don't Be Cruel, Hidoku Shinaide, and I have a lot of them in my collection, but I don't think I have some of the latest ones. And they're usually a bit more smexy, a lot more explicit, and definitely worth reading. You get a different sort of dynamic to their relationship by reading the doujinshi, and I think it's a very important market for some of the BL mangaka to have their own doujinshi that they have control over, and it's always nice to read Nikota's little blurb about what she's been up to and get all the extra goods that come with the doujinshi. I really enjoyed going to comic markets for that. So yeah, it's nice to have. I'm really looking forward to ripping them open and giving them a good read. I really love Maya, as you can imagine. He is fine. And Nemugasa is a wee cutie pie as well. So I really do like these two. I know a lot of people don't like how it starts, and I don't like how it starts, but I understand. And I am not mad at it because I have been with this story for a long time. So I'm just happy that it's still getting published and we're still getting it. And I'm enjoying it. I still love the story. I love the two of them. So I'm really happy to read the doujinshi as well. So the next title is The White Whale that I hinted at in my last manga haul video, that I thought might be coming but hadn't quite arrived yet. Well, it arrived. It's here. I've got it. Struggling to open it up, but still. I was really happy to get this. It was through Abe Books that I purchased it, and not something that I use very often, but because of the whole eBay thing going on, I was like, maybe give it a go. It's because it's affiliated with Amazon, and Amazon have their marketplace anyway. I just assumed it wasn't really worth it, but it turns out it is actually worth checking out. So I was able to pick up this particular title for £15.84 from a charity shop like Goodwill or something like that in America, and it did arrive and I was able to get it. It is You Will Drown in Love, Volume 1 by Hinako Takanaga. Obviously it's a blue title and it was published back in 2009. Very happy to have this because I have Volume 2 of You Will Drown in Love, and I also have You Will Fall in Love. There was a third one in the You Will series and they never published it because, as you know, You Will Drown in Love, the second volume, that was 2010, and they kind of went out of business around that time. So they never got round to publishing the next ones in that series, which is a bit of a shame. Hinako Takanaga's work has some elements that are quite enjoyable, some elements not so much, but this series, I don't think I particularly disliked it, so I'm looking forward to actually reading the whole thing. You Will Drown in Love, Volumes 1 and 2. Obviously, Volume 2 is not in this collection, it's my other one. Very happy to have this one though, because it's a blue title, and with this, I now only have one more volume to pick up for blue, and it will be a complete blue set. I only have one more to go, so I'm very happy about that. It's kind of exciting. One that I didn't expect to get complete compared to other publishers. So I'm very happy about this White Whale, and it's in great condition. I was expecting it to be beat up, but it wasn't. It was in really good condition, very nice. So yeah, happy. This is another White Whale and another one so close to completion, so close. Now the next one I want to show you is another new title, and it is one of the 3 that I bought from Forbidden Planet, which means it was also £6.65, which is a really good price, obviously, as I mentioned. This one, it continues the series, and it is Candy Color Paradox Volume 5. Now, I really love Isaku Natsume's work. I'm really glad that this is a published work, because I do have her digital ones as well from Sublime. I also have her other works, False Memories, which is great too. It's nice and kind of complete in 2 volumes. This one is ongoing. I don't know how many volumes there are in Japanese. Ono is just great. He's so funny. But I do have some issues with the translation of this work at times. There are things that I find uncomfortable when I read through some of the volumes. I didn't really necessarily pick up on some of the Yiddish that was used until last year. I was reading it thinking, oh, this is a bit odd. And then, of course, I found a couple of little distasteful uses of a particular phrase that apparently in America everyone says, oh, it's not so bad, but actually there's quite a few Americans who are like, no, it is, and we shouldn't be using it. So I'm always a little bit conscious of that when I start reading Candy Color Paradox, and I'm also more conscious of it when a new volume gets added to my collection. So I will be reading this, hopefully with a bit of trepidation. I know the translator is well known and has translated a lot of other works and hasn't put that into the translations of other works. So it is something I will keep an eye on when I get round to actually reading this. And I think it would be good for me to reread them all and then read volume 5. And I say this every time, maybe make a video about it. Yeah, no, I don't know. It might happen, but probably not. But yeah, I don't know when I'll get round to reading it though. I am going to be quite busy over the next few weeks. So it's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. but I am glad that I got it for such a good price. £6.65 is a good price. So I thought I would just show you the final thing that I purchased from Forbidden Planet, which was kind of the reason why I was buying stuff anyway. My hand just gravitated to the shelf, and because it was 3 for 2, I did pick up some other things. But the title that I was buying is Only Serious About You, Volume 2 by Asokai. I have 2 volume 1s, and I think I have the volume 2, I know I have a volume 2 in my other collection, so I just couldn't help myself. It's kind of a rare one to get. It's usually quite expensive in the UK, and there it was just sitting there on the shelf. And it's kind of a funny story. Are you sitting comfortably? Shall I begin? I bought my first copy of volume 2 from Forbidden Planet, the old store, and it was always on the very top shelf, like the yaoi they would put on the top shelf for people who are like 7 foot tall. And there was never ever any little stool or anything for, you know, the 5 foot fujoshi who would want to buy the stuff. Always on the top shelf. Oh. Anyway, I bought 1 volume there, and there was another volume on the shelf, but I didn't need another volume. I just needed 1, so I bought it. And then for years afterwards, because I bought this volume years ago, years and years and years ago, this other volume just sat there on the top shelf, and I felt so sorry for it. No one was buying it. And then when they moved, it wasn't in the old shop anymore, so I was like, oh well, someone got it, and maybe they got it for a bargain. They didn't. It was still sitting there in the new shop. And I was like, you know what, I'm taking you home. Taking you home to a loving home, and hopefully one day I'll be able to pass you along to someone who will love and care for you as well, because you're still covered in your plastic. There is a bit of yellowing on one of the corners, and the plastic has come away at the base, so there is just a little bit, tiny little bit of curling at one of the corners. But as you can see, it did say $9.99 in the old Duke Street Glasgow price tag, but because I bought it with 2 other things, I got it for £6.65. This is a really great price, £6.65 for this particular volume. I know it's sometimes a bit easier to get hold of. I have seen it go for maybe £5 on eBay once, I think. So yeah, I'm happy to say that this can now go with another volume 1, because I have 2 volume 1s in this collection. But it also means I could sit and read this story. I wanted to read this story. I've read volume 1 a couple of times since I bought both of those volumes, and I just wanted to complete the story, so I knew I have it, but now I have it with me, so I can sit there and read it. It's so good. I love Asokai. This is found family. This is, you know, a beautiful family dynamic. 2 men who just seem to get each other, and a beautiful child who just wants to be part of this little family group. It's just a nice story, and Asokai's work is soft and gentle and sweet, like a warm hug and a blanket, and it's like comfort food. Asokai's work is like comfort food. So I absolutely love it. I'm really happy that I bought it, even though I have a copy, but now I have a copy here. So yeah, really happy to have this in the collection. So the last thing I want to show you, yes, the last thing, I know I said I have 11 volumes, but the next thing I need to show you is part of a series. And yes, I did buy this whole box full of manga, this part of a series, just for 1 volume. And the 1 volume that I was missing, I got. So I'm happy. I got it from a European seller, which meant I had to pay extra, but I did. I think it was about £35. I'm not entirely sure because of paying in euros, but I got it. I'm happy, and they're all in great condition. The main reason is for the Volume 6 by Yuki Shimizu. This is an 801 title, and as you may know, I only have a couple of 801 titles to get to finish the 801 published works. And so with Volume 6, which I never thought I was going to get, and yes, I did pay £35 for, which is a lot of money for me. I did get 6 volumes, and some of those are duplicates. Well, all of them are duplicates, so I will be able to evaluate which one I want to keep and then sell on the rest. And I don't need to charge a lot for it. I can maybe get some of the money back, and that helps. So yeah, it won't be £35 in the end. And the cheapest I have seen a volume 6 Z single volume is, and I saw it on Abbey Books because it wasn't available anywhere else, was £160. And then you had to add on £40 shipping from America. So it was £200. And I was like, oh no, that's just way too much. I'm never spending that. So when I saw a volume 1 through 6 for sale, and I've never seen a volume 6 for sale on eBay. Never. I was so like, oh man, it was really exciting, but also kind of nerve-wracking, because to get it would mean I have a complete Z collection. I have a complete set for the full series. It means I can sit down and read the whole thing. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. I'm so excited to be able to say I have only 1 volume left to get for £8.01. I've done really well. See, even just within the 6 months, we could stop 2021 and I would say I've had a really productive year for my collection. I've been able to add a lot of white whales, and this is a huge white whale. It's a really big one, because I honestly had never seen a single volume 6 or even volume 6 in some of the collections. You know, like, here's part of the series, buy the series. Or I saw the whole series 1 to 11 and they were selling for over $1,000. And of course, that's just ridiculous. So to have a volume 6 in my collection means I think the only last one I need to get is Love is Like a Hurricane volume 1, which is still pricey and still pretty tricky to get hold of. But I'm very happy. So yeah, I'm doing really well. Another white whale done. And a really very well looked after mini set. The condition is really good for these, really good for all volumes 1 through 6. So I'm very happy to have Ze Volume 6 by Yuki Shimizu in my collection. Yay! So here is everything that I picked up for the month of July. Starting off at the bottom, Only Serious About You, Volume 2, Aso Kai. This is a June manga title, and I picked up for £6.65. Don't Be Cruel, Volume 2, Nekoto Yonozo. That is Book Depository for £6.88. Don't Be Cruel, Volume 9. That was the £6.65 from Forbidden Planet, also Sublime. And Candy Color Paradox, Volume 5, a pretty new title, just was on the new shelf, and that is Isaku Natsume, also Sublime, and that was also £6.65. I also picked up quite an expensive volume, a white whale, and it's in really great condition, You Will Drown in Love, Volume 1, Hinako Takanaga, and that's a blue title. I got it from Goodwill, and £15, but still really happy to have it in my collection. And then on top of that, I have volumes 1 through 6 of Ze by Yuki Shimizu. These are 801 titles, and I only really needed volume 6, but as I've said, all volumes were in really good condition. So there's a couple of white whales there that I needed for my collection. There's also Only Serious About You, which is quite a rare one to get, and then 3 new titles. Or, well, last year's Don't Be Cruel Volume 9 is not as new, but it's still new to me. So I think it's about a year old. So very happy to have some really great titles in my collection, and happy that it really does like tick off another 2. I'm getting really close to completion in, I really don't know. I mean, I should maybe put some bets down. Which one do you think I'm going to get first? Because I only need 1 Kitty Media. I only need 1 Blue. I only need 1 801. I think I need 2 for the Drama Queens. And I think I need 3 for the Dieu. And I'm not sure how many I need for Doki Doki. I think I need Millennium Prime Minister, and if I want to, class. I think I might need to get Princess Plus, but that's expensive too, so maybe there's only 2 that I need for Doki Doki. I'm getting really close to the end of my collections, so I'm very happy. I'm very excited. I don't know how many more I'm going to get for this year. I have a plan though, and that plan is to do a no buy month. So there may not be a manga haul video at the end of August. I said last year actually, oh no, that's really bad. I said last year that I was going to do a no buy month, and I forgot that 801 Day was obviously the 1st of August, and there was things on sale, but they were digital, so do they count? They don't count, right? Let's try it. Let's see. Let's give it the old college try and try and go for a no buy August. Just because I do think, you know, that I have been doing quite well with the numbers. I'm trying to keep it around 7, and I did well until I bought the set. So I am trying to keep it down, and I have gone over a few months, so I'm trying to keep my numbers down to around 7 on average a month. So I was thinking I'm going to need to do a no buy month, and August might be a good time to do a no buy month. So there may not be a manga haul video for August, and you'll have to see it in September. I hope you enjoyed this video. Wish me luck for my no buy month. Fingers crossed. I am 365801, and I make videos about BL, manga, yaoi novels, male romance, and all that good stuff. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you'd like to see any more, ring the bell to get notified. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.